In 1982, Garry Kitchen reverse engineered the Atari VCS and used those skills to write the US games release Space Jockey. And then later that year, he was enlisted by Coleco to write the conversion of Donkey Kong for the console. And the very next year, after joining Activision, he created the charmingly colorful and immensely replayable Keystone Kapers. Not a bad third effort. Hey there, welcome back to Gen X Grown Up. I'm John, and I am a Gen X Grown Up. You know, I recently had an opportunity to sit down and speak with Garry Kitchen. And if you missed that interview, I will put a link to it here on this video. We spoke about his early work with the 2600 and talked at length about Keystone Capers. He had set out to create a lighthearted game that looked and felt like a cartoon, and this was his result. If you're a Keystone Capers fan, then you already know how remarkable this game not only looks, but feels to play with buttery smooth controls and fluid animation not often seen on the console at that point. Now, I could just keep talking about it, or better yet, I could show you.
So here we go, Keystone Capers. I mean, right off the bat, it's so bright and so colorful. And look how many colors are on the screen. I mean, just from the green and yellow, the multi-shaded yellow of the floors and the front of them, and then you have a mini map, and then like there's the cityscape with the like the sunset or sunrise in the background. All of that adds up to make this just immediately. I remember the first time I saw it, it was just striking. I'm like, is this on Atari? I didn't know it could do all that. You know, it's one of those things. You play as Officer Keystone Kelly, and you're trying to catch Harry Hooligan. I didn't know all this. I had to look it up in the manual. And you're in Southwick's department store. He has stolen something. He's taken a bag of money, whatever it is. I think it says in the manual. And your job is to get to him before he exits all the way off of the roof. That's where his getaway is, at the top of the roof. In the midst of doing that, you've got to dodge all these obstacles that would be in a department store, balls and model planes and radios and stuff like that, shopping carts that are in the way. You catch the crook before he gets away, as I said. Plus, along the way, you're collecting these little suitcases and money bags for points. So a quick tour around the screen. If you look at the top, there is a timer up there. There's 3 little hats that show your lives. You can have more lives, but 3 is all it can show. So every second you spend, that timer ticks down, of course. And then if you look just to the bottom down there, there's this little mini map. And that represents, you can see in the center is a gray dot. He's passing right now. That's the elevators we'll look at in a second. And then there are escalators on either end. And then I'm the black dot, and the little white dot is Harry Hooligan, who's trying to get away. And that's the simplicity of it. And so when you're like, catch the bad guy before he gets away, how many games is that the premise of? But as I had a chance to talk with Garry, as I said, he was trying to make something that felt like a cartoon. And so many little things he did, we're going to get into when we play it. But you get 3 men, as I said, to start with, bonus every 10,000. You can lose a life by getting hit by one of the obstacles. If the crook escapes, and if you do any of those things, you also lose 9 seconds off the clock. So you're going to try to finish the game. You have less time to get it done in. And then finally, for scoring, you get points for every second left on the clock when you do catch the bad guy, and then 50 points for each of the little money bag things. So let's look at just the mechanics of this game. So the sound is just a little tick, tick, tick of his running feet. And I want you to observe how he jumps. See how smooth it is? It's not just doink, doink, right? He's not down and then up. It's like this arc. It's this sine curve. Right? Oh, there goes the bad guy. This is not my points run. And each screen is designed to be able to run through it without stopping, which is a mark of great design. So if I just don't stop and I jump at the right time, I'm good. That's not always true. Later you have things to duck. And then in the middle you have this elevator. I always thought the elevator was a sucker bet, but we'll try it, because what you're going to do is you're going to jump in this guy and then wait for it to go up. Actually, it might work out this time because he's just now passing. We get up to the third one. I always avoid the elevator because I find that it causes me more harm than good. I'm actually going to catch the bad guy using it now, but I skipped out on all the bonus stuff, you know what I mean? Also remember back to his first game, Space Jockey, how everything, even like this ball you're jumping, I should have stopped. The money bags, here's that escalator that we talk at length about in our interview. Everything is graduated. These little blue boxes, they're not just one color. They're shaded. They have shading on them. Look when I come up on a suitcase or a money bag, and like every scan line is a slightly different color. Look, the ball that's bouncing is multicolors. There's that suitcase up there. See how it's like 5 or 6 shades? Money bag is multiple colors. Nothing is just an afterthought. I remember that Gary was saying that he and David Crane had this philosophy that if you make a sprite for the Atari and you can't tell what it is without somebody telling you, it wouldn't go in the game. What a cool philosophy that is. It's like, if we can't tell what it is, you're squinting, and I don't know what that is, it's not going to do it. And then we catch the bad guy. Ugh! There we go. Now, it was 35,000 points to get a patch. I don't know that I'm going to get a patch, but I'm going to try to do my point run. I've not done a point run at Keystone in a long time. I'm going to try. Before I do, as I always like to, so you know what I mentioned, the merch store in the middle of these videos, and I go, oh, they have, something relating to the game, Smurfs or whatever. And I thought, certainly there's not a Keystone Capers. There is! There is a Keystone Capers design in the merch store. So if you head over to GenXGrownUp.com/merch, all kinds of cool designs, including I kind of want this Keystone Cops shirt, actually, so I might pick that one up. You might see that one in a future video. I didn't even know that was in the store. So I'm going to reset, and this is my point run. As soon as you hit reset, the game is starting. It doesn't wait for you to jump or anything. So I'm going to see how I can do. Will I get a patch? I doubt it. All right, off we go. Grab the money bag. With the escalator, they say you should definitely jump on the escalator because you start halfway up it then. So when I get to it here, watch. I always tend to jump because it saves time. And I tend to jump off of it. You don't need to. I always did. I always held down the fire button and he'd leap off of it. And it felt to me like I was getting a head start. You got to be careful with that elevator because what happens is if you get ahead of the robber, he'll turn around and run the other direction. And then you got to work your way back down to him somehow, which, yeah, you can end up in a stalemate situation where you just run out of time and die. So, also there's a style point thing where I always jump when I catch the bad guy. I always jump on him. Yep. And I'm holding the stick already running. Now, so far we've just had to do, over the first few levels, it's just jumping over stuff. In a bit, you have to start ducking under stuff. I'm not going to stop because it costs me time, but I'll show you in a second how you could duck. There. Duck, like that, see? That's just holding down on the stick. Now, if you notice, each time you play, it feels like he gets a little farther ahead. Yeah, jumping on the escalator is even in Gary's hints in the manual, so it does save you, a precious half second or so. I don't know if the jumping off matters, but gotcha! Oh, I wasn't leaping. I think it was clever to put things that are in a department store in this department store game. You could easily have just put, X's or skulls or whatever, but by putting things in the game that you would see in the store, it adds to that cartoon kind of feel, that accuracy, the lived-in world feeling. I don't know how you want to describe it, but jump. Get him! And there's something to it, like there's no background hum like there was in Thunderground, but this little constant tick, 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 his footsteps. Oh, duck that plane. Gotta duck it twice. It's also, again, I have it in my headset, and it's just, maybe it's the sound chip of the Atari, maybe it's not Keystone at all, but you'll see there how I didn't jump on it, I missed, and it took an extra half second or so. Duck. Now, in those things you have to duck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe it's 6 steps. Yeah, you can time that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, duck. Yeah, it's 6 steps, I think. Oh, I see him. He's on the next screen. Get him, get him, get him, get him! All right, 11 grand. All right, it starts getting really tough now. So now you gotta, oh, didn't quite get it. You gotta duck under that ball. Yeah, instead of guessing, that's the way to do it. Duck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, duck. I keep thinking that shopping cart is going to wrap around, but it never does. Now, when they get faster, it will. Oh, not quite. I know that bounces in the middle, but I was just off. Maybe a little early. Oh no! I forgot, man. I wasn't ready for that. I forgot they change it up and add more of those radios. So I guess I only lost the time. Maybe I'm mistaken. I guess you don't lose a life every time, but I definitely lost the time on the clock. I definitely lost the time. Oh, man! See, now I lost it. Not a life, but time. Now I have 2 seconds, 1 second. There we go. 1 second. Oh, I was right there. All right, that's definitely a life. I need to start remembering what's on the floors above me so that just don't hit anything else and I should be okay on time. Where's he at? There, I didn't hit that again, so I have a chance now. Oh, he's right there. We're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. However, I'm pretty far from that patch score. I feel like I might be nearing the end of this run. Oh, look how fast that thing is. Yeah, that thing's going to get me. Whoa. I guess only 2 jumps required, but again, I always think that cart is going to wrap around. Whoa! Don't jump at the plane, dummy. Jump these. All right, I didn't screw that up again. Oh, he's right there. I think we're good. I think we're good. Go, 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 go. 10 seconds. Get him! All right. But we're finishing so late, we're not getting much in terms of bonus, so... Oh, man, I'm going to hit one of those radios. I know it. I know I am. Ah, I jumped at the plane. Oh, that's it. Well, not quite. A 35,000 point run. I feel like I could if I practiced more and remembered like the sequence of like when it gets to double radios and how far apart they are. I'm sure there's a pattern, but not bad. But look, even losing, I had such a good time playing it, and that's what's so like magical is such a fanciful word, but certainly something greater than the sum of its parts in this game. You know, the cartoon aspect, the arc of his jump, the whimsy of the characters, and you're a Keystone Cop, let's not forget that, who's a comical figure in the first place. All that combines to make Keystone Capers just a really, really good 2600 game.
Keystone Capers is one of my favorite Activision titles for the VCS, and that's saying something considering the company it keeps. Now, as I noted before, if you enjoy Capers, be sure to check out that full hour-long interview with Garry, which I will link to down in this video's description. You know, I truly enjoy capping off each week with one of these Friday Plays videos, so please keep your suggestions for future games to feature coming down in the comments, and I'll add them to my list. In the meantime, links here and here to previous entries in the series for you to watch, and YouTube really likes it when you watch 2 in a row, so if you're not busy, I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.